Does Lucifer and his detective get their happy ending in Lucifer Season 6? Lucifer said goodbye to its fans on Netflix with a final season that saw the devil dragged into a time travel plot from which there was no escape. If you still haven't watched the final Season 6 of Lucifer, I suggest you save the video and watch it later to avoid spoiling the season. In this video, we will explain the meaning of this ending of the series Lucifer. Hello and welcome back everyone to your movies and series channel. Join Behind the Lens and find out everything you need by subscribing. Alright, let's get straight to it. Lucifer fans have finally been given to the final happy ending for Lucifer, Tom Ellis, and his beloved investigator Chloe after a lengthy journey, Lauren German. Season 6 of the Netflix procedural, comedy, drama came as a bit of a surprise after Netflix reversed its initial plan to end the show with Season 5, and showrunners Joe Henderson and Ildi Modrovich were able to team up with the writers and create a whole new season's worth of story that ended up in the place they originally planned. While things appear to be heading in the right direction right away, Lucifer's plan to ascend to the throne of God is complicated by the entrance of Rory, Brianna Hildebrand, who is revealed to be Lucifer and Chloe's daughter from the future. Rory is enraged with Lucifer for abandoning her before she was born, in her past, their future, and their journey to reconciliation takes up the majority of the season, with the question of why Lucifer abandoned her and Chloe being unsolved until the season's last episode, Partners, till the end. There will be no Netflix revivals this time, as Lucifer has left this mortal realm after 6 fantastic seasons. The show's fans saved it from cancellation once, and Netflix stepped in multiple times to keep the party going at Lux, but we've had to say goodbye to Lucifer, Chloe, and the rest of our favorite characters for forever now. As you might have guessed before you even started watching the first episode, there was a lot going on in the last season. There were plenty of loose ends from Season 5 to wrap up, as well as a major new season arc to deal with after Lucifer's estranged daughter from the future appeared on the scene with some very awful news. Season 6 of Lucifer was a significant improvement over Season 5, and the authors looked to have a clear plan in place from the first episode through the series finale. Even if some of them were a touch bittersweet, everyone eventually received their happy ending. Let's take a deeper look at how Lucifer and the gang's story ended. Lucifer, after diabolical French mercenary Vincent Lemec kidnapped Rory and took her to a location where she warned Lucifer that he would soon vanish and never be seen again. Based on her knowledge of past events, Lucifer and Chloe decided to ambush Vincent and his thugs at the scene, even if it meant Chloe would be hurt or Lucifer would die. Chloe was seriously damaged, but she and Lucifer slew Lemec's minions quickly, and Lucifer tried to persuade him to accept responsibility for his continuous remorse and poor life choices. Rory eventually broke free from her bonds, but her first inclination was to kill Lemec for what he'd done to her. Rory let Lemec go because Lucifer believed that killing her torturer would just lead to more remorse and sorrow. Unfortunately, he tried to attack them once more, and Chloe fired a shot. Everyone was a little rattled by the fact that both Rory and Lucifer survived it through their expected temporal crises, and Rory knew that their continued existence on Earth meant that Lucifer would still leave them. But why is that? Chloe and Rory learned the answer later, when they realized that Lucifer had aided Dan in his passing to heaven. Chloe recalled that he'd previously assisted a former criminal in breaking his hell loop and gaining entry into heaven. Lucifer appeared to have gathered a lot of knowledge from his sessions with Dr. Linda. Instead of governing hell with an iron fist, Rory persuaded Lucifer to return and assist as many souls bound in hell cycles as he could. Lucifer was hesitant to do so, but he knew that if he did, Chloe would give birth to Rory without him, and Rory would be able to return to the future where she belonged. Lucifer and Chloe enjoyed an emotional last night at Lux after Rory traveled ahead in time, and Lucifer did indeed leave to become a therapist to the suffering souls of hell so that he didn't change Rory's future. In the short time they had known each other, they had developed a strong bond, and he had grown to adore his daughter. Vincent Lemecq was later revealed to be a patient on Lucifer's couch in hell, but he didn't appear to be making much improvement under his care. Rory. Rory returned to the future just before Chloe was about to die. When Chloe and Rory had a final heart-to-heart at Chloe's deathbed, it seemed that everything she'd told her about their happy lives together was true, and Chloe acknowledged the events of their shared past with Lucifer. As Chloe died, they pledged to meet on the other side, but Rory's destiny remained uncertain. Chloe rejoined the LAPD and rose through the ranks to lieutenant. Amenadiel paid her many visits, glad to see that the work he'd done during his brief time at the department had paid off before he started his new job, which was quite essential. Rory was born on time, and everyone was present to welcome Chloe's new baby daughter home, except Lucifer, of course. Chloe died and was resurrected in the future. Instead of transporting Chloe to heaven, Amenadiel took her to hell and into the arms of her devilish lover, where they kissed and then got to spend the rest of eternity together. As far as we know, that is. Linda and Charlie. Linda continued to be LA's best and most patient therapist while raising her son Charlie, who turned out to be a darling little angel with wings. We like to assume she changed her mind and published her tell-all book about helping Lucifer over the years despite saying she wouldn't. Amenadiel rose to the challenge of being God, assuming the throne in the Silver City and establishing himself as the kind of God who refused to be bowed down to. He seemed satisfied with his new role as the universe's ultimate beneficent deity, welcoming the angels of heaven to his side. Amenadiel was busy in heaven, but he never forgot about his family on earth, and he was involved in their lives. He was even present when Charlie received his wings for the first time on his second birthday. Dan. After spending years idling in hell, thanks to Lucifer, and then becoming a frustrated ghost on earth, thanks to Rory, Dan, Kevin Alejandro, was finally able to move on to the afterlife after seeing Trixie one last time and making peace with leaving her behind, knowing that she was a strong, smart young woman with nothing but good memories of him and the time they spent together. In heaven, we saw Dan reunited with Charlotte, Trisha Helfer, and the two appeared to be very much in love. Dan was overjoyed to discover that he could still have his favorite dessert in the afterlife, chocolate pudding cups. Ella managed to assimilate all the strangeness that had occurred around her at the LAPD over the years, despite the shock of learning the breadth of Lucifer's secret earlier in the season. Carol Corbett, Scott Porter, Dan's new official replacement, appeared to be a healthy and honest partnership, with both of them struggling with personal issues that they were willing to share. Carol opened up to Ella about his drinking, and Ella shared her ongoing pain from dealing with her previous boyfriend Pete, who turned out to be a dreadful serial killer. Ella and Carol were welcome a new group of recruits to Ella's new STEM program, the Miss Lopez STEM Initiative, when we left them. Mazikeen and Eve. Maze had second thoughts about marrying Eve early in the season, and the two had to learn to realize that not everything in their relationship would be easy. They paired up to lay the smackdown on criminals as part of their dream bounty hunting business, and lived life to the fullest after marrying in a very lovely ceremony that included another well-deserved kick in the emotional nuts for Adam. Now let's talk about the meaning of this ending. It was one of those moments where we suddenly realized, okay, now, what is this character's culmination? And it's that Lucifer is reflected in hell. He tortured himself, and others tortured themselves, while he was down there. Lucifer has come to believe in redemption, and as a result, he has gotten hell to reflect this. And there's something incredibly lovely about that thought. We knew that was never going to be his destiny, It never seemed right for him to be God. When we believed we were going to conclude in Season 5, Modrovich said. And it felt natural to him to return what he had learned. What a distinct point of view he had. He understands what it's like to be the one who has fallen. He understands what it's like to despise himself and feel unworthy, and that was his superpower. If only he could save others. Not that hell is deserving of salvation. There are a few people in there that are, well, let's just say. However, there are the Dans of the world who have chosen to be there out of a sense of self-imposed guilt that they may not deserve. As a result, it felt natural for him to take on that job. It was the realization that Chloe has a calling on Earth, and Lucifer has a calling in hell, and that they would have to stay apart for a while until they could be reunited. But, once again, we're at the stage in Season 6 when we can really go into the why. What is Chloe's purpose in being here? What is the cause for which she must fight? And really sell the concept that these are two people who are always partners, but that part of relationship is sometimes respecting that someone else has something essential to do, and that you have to support them in it, even if it's difficult, because it might be important. Alright, so that's the ending to Lucifer Morningstar in the series. Let me know your thoughts about the ending in the comments down below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. To see more videos like this in the future, hit that subscribe button. Thanks a lot for watching, hope you enjoyed. Stay safe, stay tuned, and see you soon.